John Martin tried to sneak in one last summertime travel adventure.
He has shown us the town, he's shown us the parks, now takes us on the water learning more about Grand Lake's Grand Lake. Good morning, John.
Hey, good morning, Craig. Good morning, Kimberly. Here's what happened. I hopped on a pontoon boat with a guy named Kyle Simpson. He's a tour guide of Grand Lake. I said, can I get your first and last name with the spelling and your official title? He did, and then I said, quote, let her rip. He gave me the most in-depth tour of Grand Lake, lasting about 90 minutes. I mean, seriously, he took one gulp of water. So here is the super condensed version of his tour.
Grand Lake is Colorado's deepest natural lake, over 267 feet deep. It was carved by two glaciers that came down from Mount Baldy, Mount Craig is its real name, and Flat Top Mountain in Rocky Mountain National Park. Cut that side of the lake incredibly deep, and then over here by the channel in Point Park, it's really shallow because of the Big Thompson Water Project. This is the only shallow section of the lake where there's no like hazards or buoys or anything marked. That's because it is a natural lake, which is pretty neat because you can cruise around the lake however you want, whereas in like the Front Range you have to go like counterclockwise around the lakes here. About 107 homes on the lake, less than 11 are year-long residents. Most of them are brown with either a red roof or a green roof. There's a couple gray houses out here, but we don't want any weird blue or purple or yellow colored homes, any eyesores. You want to be able to look across the lake and have it blend into the natural environment for the most part here. Out of those 11 year-long residents, they all live on the north side of the lake. They do not have running water on the south side of the lake in the winter time. That's because the water mains go underneath the channel between the two lakes on the waterbed there, and then it will freeze over and that pipe would break. So all these guys over here are just summer homes, which is kind of interesting. But out of the 107 homes on the lake, there are like 3 big name homes. Like these celebrity names, we have Tim Allen has a home up here, the Hall family from the Hallmark Greeting Card Company, and then the Coors family actually built a home up here. Other than that, most of these people are lawyers, doctors, oil money, or they've had the house inherited for quite a while here. The very first home on the lake was built by Mr. J. Adams. He actually has a little waterfall named after him on the far east side of the lake called the Adams Falls. Really neat little hike to check out. It's only about 3/10 of a mile to get to it. Changes in elevation like 100 to 150 feet. Really neat hike. It'll take you like 15-20 minutes round trip. Definitely something you got to check out. Grand Lake has about 4.2 miles of shoreline, over 267 feet deep. Shadow Mountain has 6 miles of shoreline. It's kind of neat. They got like 4 or 5 islands on the end of it where the osprey really like to hang out. They're one of my favorite animals up here. Colorado's second largest bird behind the bald eagles. And they're neat because they'll dive in the water, and they're one of the only birds that when they catch the fish, they spin it around underneath them aerodynamically. So the head of the fish will be underneath its stomach and the tail will be underneath its tail, which is pretty interesting there. We also have a lot of moose and bear and things like that up here, which is pretty neat. The water temperature is about 58 to 60 degrees. The warmest it'll get to is like 65 to 67 degrees. A lot of people do water skiing and wakeboarding out here. Most of them will wear wetsuits and dry suits, things like that, up until like July and August. And then normally you wear your swimsuits and things like that here. We'll do a sailboat race the first week of August through the Regatta and the Yacht Club. Really neat sailboat race. The winner of it gets their name put on the Lipton Cup, which is actually a trophy donated by Sir Thomas Lipton, the creator and founder of like the Lipton Tea Company, which is pretty interesting here. So if you have a snowmobile, you'll see all the snowmobiles come out here on the frozen lake. And when they get their brand new snowmobiles, this is where they like to break them in and race them and go as fast as they can. You know, depending on how good of a snowmobile you got, you can go 80 to 110 on the lake. No ice skating on the lake. That's because all the snowmobilers and then the ice fishermen, you don't want anyone skating around, falling in the holes or anything like that. Awesome, thanks for coming out, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it.
There's approximately 86 minutes and 57 more seconds of that tour. He is fascinating. That's Kyle Simpson once again. So if you're going to go up there, you just have about a week or 2 left to get those boat tours of Grand Lake before they close down for the season, but I highly recommend it. It's about $20 for an adult. It lasts about an hour. We got the supersized version of it.